You know, guys, nostalgia is a very, very powerful thing. And it turns out phone cases are absolutely no different. What's going on, guys? Ty Tech here, back again with another case video for you guys here today. And if you guys are a fan of tech and nostalgia, this case might be the case for you, because today we are showing off the Spigen Classic C1 case, which pays homage to the Apple iMac G3, which actually was the very same computer that helped Apple avoid bankruptcy. If any of you guys remember that computer when it came out in 1998, Steve Jobs was just on his way back in as Apple CEO, and Apple needed a really big computer to help save them from the brink, essentially, and the iMac G3 was that computer. It helped save Apple from bankruptcy and essentially springboarded it into what Apple is, what we know it is today. So Spigen actually took the opportunity to refresh that iMac G3 design in the Spigen Classic C1 case that we're going to be showing off for you guys here today. Now, this case is going to run you guys $64.99 from Spigen directly, but I don't know why you would do that when you can just go on Amazon and literally pay less than half of that for this exact same case. So the Spigen Classic C1 is definitely more hitting the nostalgia buttons for those of you who would actually go out and buy this case. Today we're rocking the Bondi Blue is what Spigen calls it. This case also comes in a ruby and graphite color, which you guys can pick up from Spigen directly or through Amazon. Now, even though the Spigen C1 case does pay homage to the iMac G3, it does have a couple tricks up its sleeve. For one, it is a two-part case. So I'll actually show you guys how to go ahead and take that apart right now. If you start from the bottom, you have this little plastic piece, which starts right below right at the bottom of the phone. You can actually take that off by kind of just sliding it off like that. And then the blue part, you can actually work your way around the buttons around the case and kind of just fiddle it out of the blue backing. And it ends up looking like this. It's a soft plastic shell that will actually hold your phone in place. I don't know if the iMac G3 did that, but okay. Now, despite the nostalgia factor that goes along with this case actually does have a lot of really good benefits to it. For one, it's a beautiful two-tone design, no matter what color you get. Like I said before, we got the Bondi Blue with us here today, and it does a really good job of paying homage to the iMac G3. You guys can see some references here, that perfect sort of teal color with the transparent design, and Spigen actually does a really good job of showing off that sort of design philosophy in this case. You guys can actually see the translucent design in the TPU backing. You guys can see right through to your MagSafe magnets. We'll get back to that in a couple minutes. There's even some hidden text in there for you guys to see. There you guys can see the AC1 hexacore chip that's inside this case. I don't know if that was the actual processor inside of the iMac G3. I'll put it up here if I do the research to figure out what exactly that processor was. So Spigen hiding some really good goodies in there, but it does do a really good job of paying homage to that legendary computer that is really the reason why we have Apple today. Even the ruby color that you guys can get this case in, color matches the strawberry iMac G3 really closely and really, really well. It kind of makes me want Apple to go back to those sort of fruit colored names they had back then, but I know there's absolutely no chance of that happening. So I'm glad that Spigen brought that sort of playful, childish whimsy back with the Classic C1 case. Second, this is actually the biggest positive for me overall. This case is really, really comfortable to hold in your hands. When I held it in my hands, it kind of was reminiscent of the iPhone 10 or the 10s or the 11 with that curved body that was really just nice to hold in your hand. It was really comfortable. It was probably the most comfortable iPhone that people have ever used. It was one of the huge positives from that phone. And the Spigen Classic C1 gives you that feeling back. The corners of the phones don't really dig into your fingers or the palm or the palm of your hand. Not that the iPhone 15 Pro, which is what I'm using this case on right now, does that, but it really brings back that feeling that you had with the iPhones that were more curved a couple years ago. So the Spigen Classic C1 does a really good job of replenishing that sort of comfortable feel, whether or not you're typing with one hand or typing with two. Having this case on your phone makes the typing and holding experience really, really comfortable, and I noticed that as soon as I put this case on my phone. This case also provides your phone with some really nice raised and prominent edges, so that if you lay your phone down on a flat surface, your screen is going to be okay, and if you lay it on its back, your cameras are actually going to be okay as well. The raised edges are really prominent and they're really noticeable. You don't really have to worry about your screen or your cameras taking any sort of scuffs or scratches or any sort of damage while this case is on your phone. The buttons of this case are really, really good too. They're really, really smooth and reactive. Of course, on the side, you guys do have your power button and your volume rocker. And this year, we do have the new action button that's up there right above your volume buttons. So that's also there for you. These buttons aren't really clicky or all that satisfying, but the average consumer really isn't going to care about that kind of thing. They're really just gonna be worried more about whether or not your buttons are reactive and working on time. And this case does the absolute job for that too. Really, my only negative with this case is that the plastic does feel a little bit cheap. It's made out of 100% polycarbonate and TPU, so I don't really know how this case is going to hold up across multiple drops. But the Spigen C1 does come with military grade drop protection with what Spigen is calling extreme protection tech. But I am assuming that that extreme protection tech is just the impact resistant foam that lines the inside of this phone case. So more than likely, all that foam, all that protection is going to protect your device from getting cracked. I just don't know how the actual back plastic is going to hold up with cracks over time, especially if you're the kind of person that's sort of clumsy with your phone and drops it, kind of fumbles the bag multiple times a day. So I don't know how the back plastic is going to hold up, but with that impact resistant foam, your phone should more than likely be fine. And last but not least, of course, this phone case does come with MagSafe compatibility. So if you guys have any MagSafe accessories like pop sockets, charging stands, wireless chargers, this case is going to work just fine without any sort of complications. Overall, I would say that the Spigen Classic C1 case is a really well done and well put together case. It's very, very comfortable. It's really well designed, and it does a really good job of paying homage to the biggest company in the world, and the way that that product, the iMac G3, really saved Apple and brought it to jump-started it to what we know it as today. I don't think a lot of people really think about it now that Apple is a $1 trillion company, just how close they were to bankruptcy. They were literally months away from bankruptcy, and the iMac G3 really helped jumpstart Apple and give them a second life into what we know them as today. And if you don't want the bright looking color of the blue or the ruby that the Classic C1 comes in, you can also go grab the graphite version that this case comes in if you want more of a professional look. And speaking of professional, this video is sponsored by the ASPEN by ANDAR. The ASPEN by ANDAR is a premium full grain oil wax leather case that is minimally designed to complement your iPhone and fits Apple's MagSafe capabilities. It comes in a variety of sophisticated and suave colors that will really give your iPhone that sleek, professional, and sophisticated look that you would always want it to have. With Apple ditching their leather cases this year, some of you guys may be looking for a nice leather alternative to Apple's leather cases, and the ASPEN by ANDAR is the case that you guys have been looking for. It's sleek, lightweight, and it smells absolutely amazing. It smells so damn fine. I wish I could make love to it right now. If you guys or anyone you know are trying to pick up a nice leather case, check out my link in the description so you guys can check out the ASPEN by ANDAR today. But anyway, guys, this has been my review of the Spigen Classic C1 case for the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro Max. if you or anyone you know are thinking about picking up a little piece of history, a little bit of nostalgia for you guys, I'll leave some shopping links for this case in the description below. You can pick this case up from Spigen directly for $64.99. If you pick it up directly from Spigen, you're literally an idiot. Or you can pick it up directly from Amazon for over half that, $21.99. And again, it comes in 3 beautiful colors. You got Bondi Blue, Ruby, and Graphite. But anyway, guys, this has been Ty Tech. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.